Assalamualaikum everyone, in this series we're going to be creating a Hangman game with Python and using Pygame library, so it's really simple and beginner friendly. So let's start coding. So basically I press L, the letter L is not in the word, and I'm playing really bad. Oh, we can see two A's. What could possibly be there? I would say an S, not as well an S. E, okay. Yeah, I lost. So shortly we'll explain what the directory will contain. Here are all the images. You can see Hang1 has an every next increment has additional limb. This is a constant PI where we're gonna store all the constant values like width, height, light thought, black, white, whiteboard, border. It's all the RGB values for colors. Here you're gonna have word guesses, wrong guesses, limbs, and here as explanation, if reaches 6 limbs then it's game over. And here in the Hangman image array, we'll store all the images from this directory. You can see image hang1, image hang2, image hang3, and so forth. So let's continue on by creating a main PY, and here we're gonna import Pygame. If you don't have it, just install it. This project is really good in my opinion because you don't have to install a lot of packages, dependencies, constant, all. And to get the constant script files, we actually have to create an init py file. Create a game. You have to initialize Pygame. As mentioned, I keep this one really simple because it doesn't have any object-oriented approach. Width and height. Can I set the word to none? Let's see, let's go. Word. And in whilst in game, while in game, because it has to be in a while loop not to exit. Game text, we have game text, we're gonna call it space to start a new game. And now we're gonna define the coordinates 350, 300. So game text xy coordinates from width and height. As you recall, width and height is 480, 700. So in between those, we're gonna pass in the text here, text and text font, can as well, and text object. exactly. And for event in Pygame, event get, so again get if event type if event Pygame quit, then the Pygame quit. So let's see how it's gonna look. So we could have to adjust the screen size still. Oh, I know it makes sense because I have set them opposite. It has to be height and width, and now it should be correct. Yeah. So now space doesn't do anything, so let's implement it. So everything basically is in while loop. So elif event type equals Pygame key down if event key equals Pygame, so basically key space game display equals Pygame display. So I have to reset it because basically when we'll press space we will reset everything. If you want, of course, you can do it differently. The code will be available below. You can adjust it the way you please. I just assume this one is the easiest way. Because that's how basically Pygame works. It's always adding layer upon layer. That's why like resetting and putting again filling it with same colors Pygame. Whiteboard. We need a reset. Haven't created it yet, but we're gonna create it now. So above here we're gonna create a reset function. So the limbs, everything will be set as global. Global guesses, global word, global wrong guesses. As you recall, we have set them here as well. It's basically reset the whole game once space is pressed. As you recall, here as a clear explanation to start a new game, and it's both starting game and resetting. Limbs, it's gonna be 0. Guesses, it's gonna be an empty array. Guesses. You may assume why is it so, because on default we're gonna get it from here, but here we're gonna reset everything from this constant. Word random word, and outside, just above in-game, we can set word random word. We currently don't have the function, but it's a short one. Def random word, I guess. So here, equals random choice open. We're now gonna open the words txt file, this one. You have to call a reader, you have to split it, and if you have like a certain extension, you have like a good explanation of methods and so forth. Split and strip. Yeah. So strip we call in the end, and then we just return the guest. So here we can redraw window. Quite similar, actually. I'm repeating myself, that shouldn't be the case. This was a long time I wrote this code. So game display, have to click on images and limbs based on the limbs index. Here we're gonna set 100, 120. Now draw word, display word will be 4 letter in word, the one that we got from running this function is stored here. So we have to if letter in guesses, display word, so the word will be displayed plus letter, the letter the word, and an empty space. Otherwise display word. If it's not correct, then we're gonna just save it as an underscore. And now when all of this is done, here we're gonna text serve, text text objects, display word, guess font, text rect. We're gonna center it 350. and 400. Game display. Text of text act. We actually can copy this one. Like what I'm doing here, it's quite additional ill-advised to have like a quite a lengthy function. But it's early days, so I didn't refactor it. Yeah, of course, could do that. Can I say this one is wrongly pressed? Wrong guesses. And we can add the font of it. And for it, where they have it, and have to add the new location for it. And in the end, we have to display it. Let's see if it works. Valid syntax. Line 41. It wasn't closed. Aha. No comma. I think it's working yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. I did because we didn't actually add in the in-game loop. So I have to add redraw window. We can see here. You can see the. Let me run it again. So we split the image here, and the letter display word. You can see it's being added from this one here, so it adds its own spacing and underlines. And we added 350 to 400 here around. And when something is wrongly pressed, then it's gonna be showcased here. See, wrongly pressed. So it's gonna every time append a new letter that's been wrongly pressed. Let's just call it finished game. Okay. Set 1 as true for letter in word. If letter not in guesses, 1 will be false. If 1 finish text you 1 and the smiley face just for the fun of it, 400, and time sleep to same time if limbs will be to 6, iterate to 6, because every time a false one is pressed we iterate the limb and it will showcase the next limb of the hangman. Then finish text you lost, and it's gonna be the same location, time, sleep, 2. So I actually didn't define the finish text yet. It actually didn't. So if event Unicode, because Unicode is key A till key Z, in guesses, or event Unicode in wrong guesses. Game text, we're gonna blade the image that it was already pressed. Already pressed it. We're gonna add it to 450, 230. Okay. Game text. Time sleep. Yeah, we're gonna draw rect because we don't want it to stay. You already pressed it always on the screen. We always have to refresh. Game display. Whiteboard, Pygame, rect, 22, 60, that. Okay, elif event Unicode not in Word. Game text. The letter is not in the Word. Event Unicode 450, 230. So now we're gonna append a limb, add time sleep as always, and if event Unicode not in wrong guess is then wrong. Unicode. whiteboard, Pygame, direct, 220, 20. So it's basically the same as this one. 600, 230, and else says plus equal event Unicode. So yeah, this last one is relatively lengthy, so as mentioned before, here Pygame get the key press from K to Z, because we already see here it's key down, so from here is gonna any kind of key down. At the first one we address a space to reset the game, and then afterward the other if value when we start from K to Z, and like it has to be as Unicode, and if in guesses and wrong guesses you already press it, but it can be as well wrong guess, but obviously it's already pressed because it's already in guesses and in wrong guesses, right? I have to redraw the display like of the Pygame, and if it's not in the word, it's not, and add additionally. So this basically as well when you have it as false, right? So if event was not in wrong guesses, then add it and display the additional wrong guesses. Otherwise, added that it was correct. So let's check it out. It worked. So this one was being ran. Yes. Wrong. So yeah, the problem was that here I have a small r, so now it should work. A, it's okay. S was not. Q as well. Yikes, it's getting worse. Maybe W is not the best choice. N as well. No, shit, I'm really bad at this game. No way. I have last attempt. I lost. So press space and can continue again. So I hope you liked this short tutorial. Leave a like, and if you have any questions, just hit the comment section. I'm gonna leave the GitHub repo below. So see you on the next one. Cheers. So in addition, I have a Medium blog, and it's a 3-minute read, and I will attach it in the video link below.